we're going to see some giant nipples, which happen to be on 3 giant knockers. I know that sounds titillating, but in Wyoming they're considered a must-see. These are the Grand Tetons. When French trappers came through here a long time ago, they said to each other, "Qu'est-ce que cela ressemble à vous?" Le Grand Tetons. True story. That's what Grand Tetons means in French. These mountains are called the Grand Tetons because that's what a couple of French guys thought they looked like. And this is Grand Teton National Park. So when the French visit, they must have a good chuckle. Even though they're 10 million years old, those Tetons are still impressively perky. Au revoir, Grand Tetons. We're going to Idaho. This is where I'm going to spend the night tonight. This is a free campsite in Caribou National Forest. And I've got this area all to myself. No, she's in the mud. The water feels so good. If it were deeper, I'd take a swim. I haven't had a proper swim in a few years. I think it would have been Scarborough Beach in Rhode Island. Shorty the Explorer. If she goes into that tall grass, she might disappear forever. She decided to just sit and sunbathe. The sun is going down, and that's when the bugs ruin the fun. It's nighttime, and I didn't bother covering my windows. Nobody's around. No noise of any kind. No light pollution except for that flashing red light on my dashboard. Very peaceful, but we're going to get going again tomorrow morning. Got to keep heading west. I'm somewhere in the middle of Idaho on a dirt road. And I was wondering why this mountain has numbers all over it. I see a 2000. I think these are high school graduating classes. Probably an annual tradition. Looks like it's been going on since the 1950s. Interesting. I've never seen this kind of thing before. I love these little mom and pop places out in the middle of nowhere. And Mom's name is Shoshana. The sign says, "Me and Shoshana welcome you to the Mountain Man Trading Post." So that must be the Mountain Man. What a pretty picture. I wish I could get closer, but it's all fenced in. This is Craters of the Moon National Monument. This is 600 square miles of lava fields from volcanoes that erupted 15,000 years ago, right up to 2,000 years ago. The Shoshone tribe was in the area for the last eruptions 2,000 years ago, and they passed down the legend of what they saw. They described it as a serpent on a mountain who, angered by lightning, coiled around and squeezed the mountain until the liquid rock flowed. Fire shot from cracks, and the mountain exploded. One tip I have about national parks: be an early bird. Even though this park says it doesn't open until 8 a.m., the gates are open, and they're all accessible before the official opening time. The only exception I've come across is the national park in Maryland that had wild horses. At about 10 in the morning, people will start streaming in, and by noontime, most of these national parks are pretty busy. I've never seen anything like this, not even close. Kind of a cool pattern. And they nicknamed this area Craters of the Moon back about 100 years ago because that's what it looked like to them. Strange to see campers in this terrain. I wonder what this place looks like at night, like under a full moon. Pretty eerie, I bet. This is called Devil's Orchard. Trees petrified from volcanoes. Very apocalyptic. I can see that those were trees at one time. This is another pet-unfriendly national park, and they use an old story to keep people from walking their dogs around in here. The first man to thoroughly explore this area was Robert Limbert, and he came here with a guide named Walter Cole, and Cole's Airedale named Teddy. Well, Teddy's footpads got shredded up by the terrain here, and the two men had to carry the dog around. Limbert was the one who wrote to President Calvin Coolidge and told him that this should be a national park. So Coolidge declared it a national monument in 1924. National monuments are usually smaller than national parks and have a more scientific or historic value, while national parks tend to be scenic and big enough for some recreation. Some cool colors mixed in with the deep black rocks. This is one of the most unique places I've ever been to. There are 25 volcano mountains here that would have erupted with lava. And those mountains are actually called cones. And here they're pretty small compared to like Mount St. Helens and some of the other famous volcanoes. We're going to walk up to one of these volcano cones. these volcanoes could become active here again within 1,000 years. The inside of a volcano, how cool is this? That's where the lava spouted out from. I've never seen anything like this, not even close. I never thought I would be inside of a volcano, or I would have had it on my bucket list. So that's another thing I'll have to add to my bucket list retroactively and check it off at the same time.